Hey everybody, it's Reverend Bree, and I just really want to share this quick story with you. I've told it before at a baccalaureate in May, but I find myself telling the story all the time, so I wanted to share it with you. I don't know a lot about sports, but I do love watching interviews of athletes because they're so disciplined, and it helps me to become a more disciplined person. So I'm watching the story of James Harden and his trade from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Houston Rockets. I didn't even know who he played for. I just knew he was an Arizona State alum because I'm an Arizona State alum. So I'm listening to a story about how he had just been the second youngest sixth man of the year that year. He'd helped lead the Oklahoma City Thunder to the playoffs that year. He loved his relationships, and he was fine being the sixth man of the year for the rest of his life because he liked playing his position. And he talks about the fact that the Oklahoma City Thunder offered him a contract that was like a great contract, right? It was a contract bigger, I guess the biggest contract he'd ever seen. And so he needed some time to make a decision about it and I guess talk to his people about whether or not it was a good idea. And I guess he missed the deadline that night. And the night he missed the deadline, someone from the organization called him and told him how much they loved him and appreciated him, but that they were going to trade him, that they actually had traded him to the Houston Rockets. He talked about how distraught he was, how hurt he was at the fact that, he could no longer be a part of this organization that he loved, that he intended to be the sixth man for them for the rest of his career, that he loved the relationships he'd made with the people in the organization. He talked about how, he spent that night really tearful. But when he sat down to meet with the Houston Rockets, they actually told him that they didn't want him to be their sixth man. They actually wanted him to be their star and their franchise player. And now he had new things to work out, like how was he going to lead his own team and what was going to be next for him. But I want us to remember that there are times in life when we are going to feel rejected. There are times in life where we are going to lose what we loved. There are times in life where we will lose the things we didn't really love, but we were comfortable with. I don't care if it's a job, a relationship, a community, a circle of friends, whatever it is. There are going to be times when, you're comfortable playing your position and you feel like it's where you can stay for the rest of your life, possibly. But they won't want you anymore, or something will pull you away from them that stops you from being in relationship with that group, that community, that organization, or that person. I want you to remember one thing. Some places see your six-man ability and can realize that you can be their franchise player. And some positions and some organizations and some communities will see you in your position as six man and think that's all that you can be. So it's really okay when people reject you or abandon you in your six-man season of life, because it's true that there's going to be a position, a place, a season in your life, a community of people who will want you as their franchise player. And this is what I want you to know. Don't be upset when someone doesn't see you as a franchise player. Because here's the thing. He was the sixth man for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that same sixth man with those same capabilities went to the Houston Rockets as their franchise player. So sometimes just because you've been playing a position for so long doesn't mean that's all that's in you. But I want you to be encouraged and know no matter what's happening in your life, no matter where you find yourself, no matter what you're giving, no matter how much you love your position or how much they don't love you in it, the truth is there is going to be a season in your life, a position in your life, a place in your life, a community of people who will see you as their franchise player. And listen, don't always wait for someone to cancel your contract. Every now and then, you should go ahead and cancel your own contract and become your own free agent, because you can see the franchise player in you even when other people can only see the sixth man. This is not for you to say, listen, anybody that rejects me, they know that's not what I'm telling you to tell people. But I am very clear about one thing. Whether people know you're their franchise player or whether people know you're capable of being this franchise player, that sixth man didn't have to do anything before he was ready to be the franchise player, because even when he was playing his position as a sixth man, he had everything on the inside of him that made him capable of being a franchise player. So just because someone doesn't see your value in one place doesn't mean that it doesn't belong in another place. There is a franchise player on the inside of you. So be encouraged. I don't care where you find yourself today. There's a place, a season, a community of people who know that you're worth being their franchise player. See you soon.